Earnhardt, Kincaid and Rowe. Save big this weekend at Belfort Furniture's huge clearance event.
Good morning, America. As we come on the air, the suspected Texas serial bomber dead.
The brave men and women of the Austin Police Department put their lives on the line tonight to stop this man from setting off bombs.
The showdown with law enforcement. The suspect, a 24-year-old white male, blowing himself up in a car as the SWAT team moved in. How they tracked him down. And a new warning this morning, police saying more explosive devices could be out there. We're live on the scene with the latest.
Also breaking right now, the winter storm emergency. The dangerous nor'easter hitting right now. 17 states from Indiana to Massachusetts on alert this morning. Some areas already getting a foot of snow. Now schools shut down across major cities, New York City and Philadelphia included. Thousands of flights canceled coast to coast. While in the west this morning, evacuations. As heavy rains move in, officials now warning that downpours could be even heavier than the ones that caused those deadly mudslides.
And breaking their silence, 3 women taking on President Trump. The former Playboy model, the adult film star, and the reality TV contestant, suing to tell their stories and what we're now learning about Stormy Daniels and that polygraph test.
Live in Times Square, this is GMA with Robin Roberts, George Stephanopoulos, and Michael Strahan.
Good morning, America. Who's ready for more snow?
Right, not us.
Neither one of you. Well, the snow is coming down. It's coming down here at Times Square as the major nor'easter is hitting. And there you can take a look at the roads in Stafford, Virginia. And better be safe out there.
Yes, indeedy. It's the 4th nor'easter in just 3 weeks. Tens of millions of Americans in the path of heavy snow, strong winds, and coastal flooding.
We're going to have much more on that in just a moment. But first, the relief setting in parts of this country this morning. The breaking news, the suspected serial bomber in Texas is now dead after that showdown with a SWAT team overnight. Here's what we know at this hour. The suspect is a 24-year-old white male. He did kill himself, blowing himself up. They believe he's linked to 6 explosive devices that killed 2 people. Let's get right to our senior national correspondent, Matt Gutman. He's on the scene in Austin with the very latest for us. Matt, good morning.
Good morning, David. Still an ongoing and active scene. You can see behind me how many police cruisers are there. There's also an ATF vehicle and a command center from the Austin police. Now, forensics teams are still combing through that bomb site. They are trying to determine whether or not this suspect who blew himself up as SWAT teams approached was wearing a suicide vest. But what they do know for certain is that 19 days that have terrorized this city are finally over.
Authorities say the man they believe is responsible for terrorizing the city of Austin is now dead.
We had surveillance teams looking for this suspect, and we ultimately located the vehicle that this suspect was known to be driving, and witnesses told us he was driving. And in fact, we found that at a hotel right up the road here in Round Rock. As members of the Austin Police Department SWAT team approached the vehicle, the suspect detonated a bomb inside the vehicle, knocking one of our SWAT officers back, and one of our SWAT officers fired at the suspect as well.
Law enforcement have not named the suspect, but say he is a 24-year-old white male.
It was just kind of like a boom. It wasn't very loud, and I didn't even think it was that.
They believe he was the only perpetrator, but are asking the community to remain vigilant.
We don't know where this suspect has spent his last 24 hours, and therefore we still need to remain vigilant to ensure that no other packages or devices have been left through the community.
They were able to identify the man with the help of security video from a FedEx retail store in Southwest Austin, where the suspect shipped at least 1 explosive device. The man is believed to be responsible for planting 3 package bombs on doorsteps in residential neighborhoods, killing 2 people. A 4th bomb detonated next to a street in a residential subdivision and was triggered by a tripwire strung over a sidewalk. A 5th bomb exploded Tuesday at a FedEx distribution center about an hour south of Austin. A female worker with minor injuries was treated and released.
It's in your workplace, and we deliver packages on a daily basis, so you never know what might happen.
Authorities found a sixth bomb which did not detonate at a different FedEx distribution center.
That device was actually going through one of the carrier services instead of being hand-delivered.
This morning, relief and gratitude in Austin.
On behalf of an incredibly thankful community, I just want to say thank you.
Now, what is so disturbing is that even though we know this suspect is dead, the bombs that he created may still be in circulation. Now, I just spoke to a high-ranking official from the ATF, and what is incredible is how agents managed to piece together those very bombs that detonated. They figured out that this suspect had a particular signature. He used the same components in the bomb again and again, and that's how they were able to track where he bought the components and get the make and model of his vehicle and an address, finally tracking him down to this location. David.
Wow, lasering in on the components of those bombs. Matt Gutman leading us off. Matt, our thanks to you. Let's drill down on the breaking news here. Our Chief Justice correspondent Pierre Thomas with us. Our contributor and former FBI agent Brad Garrett also with us this morning. Pierre, let's begin with you because this is really something. Authorities zeroed in on this hotel. He then leaves in the vehicle. They surround him at that ditch. He then blows himself up. But you've learned this morning, Pierre, that it was that sixth device that did not detonate that had the clues and the keys that unlocked this.
That's right, David. Classic police work. We're told by sources last night that the fact that the suspect had used FedEx was likely going to be the big break in the case, and it sure looks like it was. FedEx was able to quickly give law enforcement tracking information from that second package that had a bomb that did not detonate. That led police to the precise drop-off points, and from there they were able to talk to witnesses, get surveillance footage, which led them to the suspect, David.
Really incredible police work, Brad. As you know, they were doing public pleas on the one hand, but not telling the public about the fast work that they were doing on this sixth device. I do want to ask you about what we just heard from authorities there saying there is relief, but it is cautious relief because they want to make sure that there aren't other bombs out there and that this was a lone wolf or lone perpetrator. They have to confirm both of those things.
David, you got to find the location where he's building the bombs because he had to have a safe place to assemble. So you want to locate that. Has he dropped any other bombs at locations prior to the police getting onto him where he ultimately killed himself? So there's still a sort of a circle to fill here.
And Brad, we know very little about this suspect who blew himself up, 24 years old, white male, but they did say they have to notify his next of kin. What does this tell you?
Well, it tells you that they have a large comfort level that this is a lone wolf, that he did this alone. And I'll tell you, David, that's typically what you have in these types of bombings. It's an individual. He has a grudge. He wants to be famous, and he does it on his own.
And Pierre, we have been saying several mornings in a row here on GMA to that community and those children, the school children who couldn't even have the school buses come pick them up. So we have to point out significant relief and a community grateful to quick work from authorities overnight.
You know, as someone who has a child in school, I can tell you that those people feel much, much better this morning. But as they've said, there's much more work to be done. They have to make sure there are no more packages that are circulating out there. And they also have to make sure that this man had no support.
And of course, we'll continue to follow it right here. Our thanks to Pierre Thomas and Brad Garrett this morning. Thanks, gentlemen. Robert.
Great police work.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. But now to the nor'easter that is hitting right now, bringing a foot of snow to some areas. More than 3,000 flights have been canceled so far, and schools shut down in at least 6 states. We have team coverage up and down the East Coast. Rob is starting us off right here in Times Square, and as we came on the air, it began to snow.
It certainly did, Rob, and here we go, the fourth nor'easter in less than 4 weeks. The last time we did that was 30 years ago. The difference is that was the middle of winter. This is how we're celebrating the first full day of spring. And this is what they did as spring arrived yesterday in parts of Pennsylvania, just outside of Philadelphia near Lancaster. Snow on the roads there, piling up in Frederick, Maryland. Also snow on cars and parking lots. We've had already over 6 inches of snows fallen in several states, including Kentucky, where Louisville to Cincinnati, you're still under a winter storm warning. We've got winter weather advisories all the way down to Durham, North Carolina, and there are the warnings all the way up into Maine. Look at this huge spinning snow area there. That is the area of low pressure at the upper levels of the atmosphere, sprawling out. The low on the coast hasn't even developed yet, so we've got sleet and rain mixing in yet. That core cold will be drifting over the area into the northeast this afternoon. That's when the heaviest snows are going to fall, and we think some of the heaviest will fall in Philadelphia. And for that, we go to ABC's Whit Johnson, who's live for us this morning. Good morning, Whit.
Rob, good morning to you. We're in a little bit of a lull right now, but overnight the conditions, we had snow mix. It was this uncomfortable, icy slush that you can see. It's hard to even cut into, crunchy when you walk on it, incredibly dangerous driving conditions. People are bracing here for what could be the worst storm of the season in Philadelphia.
Overnight, sleet, snow, and rain slamming the Northeast as the fourth nor'easter in just 3 weeks wreaks havoc across 15 states.
This has been the longest winter of anybody's life.
And even though spring has officially begun, scenes like these tell a different story. The slick, icy roads causing multiple car accidents in Pennsylvania to Maryland, including this violent collision in Carroll County that left one person dead.
We've had, I think, our share of the cold weather for this season.
New Jersey declaring a state of emergency, while in New York, the mayor closing all city schools.
And everybody get ready because we got some very unpredictable weather about to hit us.
Down south, a recovery effort now underway following multiple tornadoes that left devastating damage to communities.
You can hear pop, pow, 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 pow. At that moment, my wife and I realized our lives could have been taken away from us.
In this Atlanta neighborhood, some homes were left shredded, roofs completely torn off.
And one of the major concerns here in Philadelphia, take a look at these trees right now. They're worried about the more than a foot of snow expected to fall. It's that wet, heavy snow capable of bringing down limbs and power lines. People here are sick of it, by the way, the fourth nor'easter, and it's only expected to get worse throughout the day. Michael?
Well, I tell you what, Whit, I think everybody's sick of it at this point. And the roads out there are slick and dangerous as the snow comes down this morning. Our Mary Bruce is in Washington, D.C., where they are bracing for what could be the area's biggest snowstorm of the season. Good morning, Mary.
Hey, Michael, good morning. Well, the snow and sleet is just starting to come down here, but this city isn't taking any chances. As you mentioned, this is expected to be the largest storm here of the season, and already this region is shutting down. All of the major school districts are closed. The federal government, the area's largest employer, they're closed too, and here is why. Check out this highway here behind me. This is one of the major arteries into downtown D.C., and these roads are getting slick. Already nearby in Virginia, we're seeing the snow piling up on the roads there too. Now, we've seen salt trucks out here pre-treating the roads. The snow plows are standing by. Authorities here are hoping they can prevent this from becoming a messy and treacherous commute. Now, normally at this hour, this would be pretty bumper-to-bumper traffic by now. As you can see, fairly light, not that many cars out here, and authorities are hoping they can keep it this way. Michael?
All right, thank you, Mary. And I guess a lot of these areas don't look bad right now, but later on,
That's right.
you may be surprised.
And some people are trying to outrace the storm, like those people that are heading to the airport, leading to a lot of flight cancellations across the country. ABC's Gio Benitez is at LaGuardia Airport here in New York, where they're trying to get out before the storm hits major time. Good morning, Gio.
They are, Robin. Good morning to you. They are trying to get out of here. In fact, they're trying to get on those early morning flights right now. But take a look at these boards, okay? These are the arrivals and departures. Red, 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 all the way down. So many flights canceled here. I want you to take a look at these numbers across the nation right now, because what we're seeing already this morning, more than 3,300 flights canceled across the U.S. That's 3 times as many flight cancellations as those previous nor'easters earlier this month. More than 2,000 of those cancellations coming from right here in New York, where we're bracing for as much as 10 inches of snow from the storm, which will continue to pound the region through late tonight. So no matter where you are in this country, if you have a flight today, check with your airline, because some have already issued travel waivers. Robin?
All right, Gio, thanks very much. And as we always say, pack a lot of patience if you're heading to the airport.
Absolutely, Robin. The storm barreling up the East Coast this morning, headed for Boston, too, where they just finished digging out from the last nor'easter. They've really been pounded. ABC's Lindsay Janis is there. And Lindsay, as we heard from Whit earlier, they're tired of it in Philly, tired of it in New York. But Bostonians have come up with a special name for the storm.
That's right, David. They are calling it the four-easter because it is the fourth nor'easter to hit so far this month. The previous 3 storms dropping more than 20 inches of snow. They're expecting another up to 8 inches. But this is not snow that I'm standing in. It is salt. The city has 28,000 tons of it at the ready. They've already begun spreading it on the roads. The snowfall is expected to begin here around the evening commute. The heaviest accumulation will come overnight tonight into tomorrow morning, but already dozens of schools in the area are planning early dismissals for today. Some school districts have had so many snow days this season, they're having to consider giving up spring break vacation days or asking kids to come in on a Saturday. David?
All right, Lindsay Janice, our thanks to you. Looks like they've got the salt, and they are ready. If anyone can handle it, it's the New Englanders, because they're on number 22 now.
And you know what? Out east, it is the snow, but out west, there's a threat from the rain. Major downpours that are coming that could hit the same areas that were devastated by those recent mudslides. ABC's Kana Whitworth is on the ground in Montecito this morning with more. Good morning, Kana.
Michael, good morning. It actually just started raining here. People are under mandatory evacuation orders, many of them for the third time this month. It's affecting some 30,000 people. Now, we're expecting more rain in this storm than we saw during that January 9th storm that killed 21 people and destroyed homes like the one here behind me. So right now, they have brought in the National Guard. Santa Barbara Fire is pre-positioning vehicles, and they have extra staff on hand as well. And they have cleared 50,000 truckloads of debris from catch basins in the area, all in preparation for this storm. We are expecting the heaviest rainfall tonight, and we remain in a flash flood watch through Thursday. Michael?
All right, thank you so much, Kana. We're going to have the latest on these storms all morning long, so
right here.
keep you updated.
In the meantime, the other news breaking this morning, an eye-opening new headline involving President Trump after that phone call with Russian President Vladimir Putin congratulating him on his re-election in Russia. Well, now the Washington Post is reporting that the president's own national security advisors warned him ahead of time not to congratulate Putin, even writing in all caps, using note cards. Let's get to our senior White House correspondent, Cecilia Vega. She's got much more on this. Good morning, Cecilia.
Hey, David, good morning, too. It's not just what President Trump said during that phone call with Vladimir Putin. It is also what he did not say that has some in his own party angry this morning. The Oval Office announcement that sparked backlash in Washington.
I had a call with President Putin and congratulated him on the victory, his electoral victory. We had a very good call.
This morning raising even more questions. The Washington Post reporting that President Trump's national security team warned him not to congratulate Vladimir Putin for his election win during that phone call, explicitly writing in capital letters on his briefing papers, "Do not congratulate." But that is exactly what he did. The president also announcing he will soon sit down for a face-to-face with the Russian leader, and that did not go over well with Senator John McCain. He said, quote, "An American president does not lead the free world by congratulating dictators on winning sham elections." What did not come up in that phone call? The president reportedly ignoring talking points instructing him to condemn Russia's apparent role in the UK poison attack on a former Russian spy and his daughter. And also, no mention of the other elephant in the room. Did the president not raise the issue of Russian election meddling in that phone call?
I don't believe it came up on this specific call.
This as the president ramps up his attacks on special counsel Robert Mueller's probe into possible ties between Moscow and Team Trump. President Trump ignored our questions.
Do you want Robert Mueller fired, Mr. President?
Thank you very much.
And the Kremlin is saying this morning that the president has ordered his new Secretary of State nominee Mike Pompeo to set up this meeting between him and Vladimir Putin. Robin.
All right, Cecilia, thank you very much. Let's get another check of the weather with Rob.
Robin, this is an ugly-looking weather map for the first full day of spring. Enjoy the snow, embrace it, bear with it. It's time for your snowy cities, by the way. Brought to you by CarMax.
If you're anything like me, your to-do list just keeps growing. It never stops. Which is why the online financing application at CarMax.com is so convenient. Get some of that finance stuff out of the way from wherever you are, at the doctor's office, karate practice, or my favorite, back at the doctor's office. Knowing before you go means more quality time sewing a costume for the school play that is not going to look anything like a frog. Just a little heads up, Mrs. Davis. Yay, kids!
Well, a winter storm warning remains in effect for the entire area until 8 o'clock tonight. Measurable snow likely today on the second day of spring. It will be breezy. Temperatures today hovering just above freezing. It will be on the breezy side, and again, the winter storm warning expiring at 8 o'clock tonight. Tomorrow and Friday, dry. We'll have a lot of melting, refreezing though through the overnight hours, and dry, albeit cool as we head into the weekend. A little warm up next week.
Busy morning already and a lot more to come. Here coming up, the women taking on President Trump, a former Playboy model now suing to break her silence about an alleged affair. Her lawyer right here on GMA.
And Facebook under fire for that data breach. Its executives called to Capitol Hill today.
So you'll be here to help protect my car?
State Farm will be here.